How exciting is this?
Le fleuve, le Rhône, qui vient de Genève, et la Saône qui vient des Vosges, qui vient se jeter dans les bras du
Cute.
Double cherry.
This is a bunch.
And after,
Okay. So how awesome is this?
vous me faites une crème de tomate s'il vous plaît.
The my chef's table in the kitchen. So everything at Paul Bocuse is massive. The menus were huge. You see the wine list? It's like a Bible, like bigger than any of the other wine Bibles I've seen. Look at these napkins. They're like huge. And they served me a massive piece of foie as my first course. I do not get full easily, but seriously, I'm getting so full. The 2 gigantic lobes of foie was like probably 1.5 pounds. No joke. So the soup looks like a consomme, and it's actually super rich because they put clumps of foie in there that melt into the soup, so it doesn't look creamy, so it doesn't look rich. But oh my god, seriously, I'm like sweating foie right now. Okay, that was super cute, but don't do this to me. Did you see the dessert selection? They bring like 4 trolleys to your table to pick. I'm so screwed.
Salad, some raspberry, strawberry, chocolate cake, rum cake, apricot tart.
Cross between feeling like a king and a fat pig right now. This is fat kid heaven. This is like last meal eating. So how bad is this? I was gonna walk off 1/1000th of lunch to the Notre Dame, and then he was telling me that it was like steep and it was like really hot outside. I was like, okay, we'll just take the car up. Okay, so I can finally breathe a bit after a massive lunch of Paul Bocuse, who is considered the culinary pope of French gastronomy. So why is Lyon known as the culinary capital of France? Yes, they have Paul Bocuse, but also in about like 1928, 1930s or so, there was a food critic, a famous food critic that actually called it that, and since then it just stuck with it. So part of it is also region. It's near Beaujolais region, it's near Côte d'Aron, and where there's good wine, there's usually good food. So what is Lyonnaise cuisine? It's actually really simple, and I know a lot of cuisines pride themselves on simplicity, but this is one in particular, and it's also really rustic and rich. Besides having high quality raw ingredients in Paul Bocuse in the region and the terroir, they also have a lot of institutions that are dedicated to culinary education, which is awesome. Okay, so enough of that. We are off to dinner. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm excited. We're going to a very traditional Lyonnaise restaurant. By the way, I was particularly excited for Paul Bocuse because I've been following him for so long. I mean, he has the Bocuse d'Or competition, which is considered the Culinary Olympics of cooking. So today was a really exciting day for me. So I went to my first authentic Bouchon today called Daniel et Denise. And when you walk around, you're going to see lots of restaurants advertising as Bouchon Lyonnaise because a Bouchon is a very typical restaurant in Lyon, but not all of them are authentic. So originally in the 17th, 18th, 19th century, a bouchon was distinguished by bundles of straw outside the door. And that's when the silk workers would go in after their late night shifts, and you'd have mothers there cooking. And by mother, I mean mère lyonnaises. And so these were home cooks that started their own businesses, and they would be the ones that were cooking for these workers. So the style of the restaurant is very traditional, and it's not supposed to be pretentious. It's supposed to be warm, friendly, welcoming. You're supposed to know the owners. And the food is very, it's a little bit heavy, centered around meat, and it's very simple and rustic food. So at Daniel et Denise, they really try to preserve the authentic bouchon as well as traditional Lyonnaise food. So, you know, the quenelles I have that are ground fish dumplings, as well as the pâté en croûte and the fresh cheese with olive oil, those are very typical. I had a big day today. Went to Paul Bocuse as well as Daniel et Denise, and I probably consumed about 2 million calories and walked like 100 steps.